There are a few things I like in this world more than floating through neck-deep powder, bouncing off fluffy pillows, and dropping my shoulder in the snow while hooking tight carbs. It's as close as I can get to true contentment. The few places I can actually ride like this are usually hidden way out in the backcountry above 8,000 feet. So needless to say, it takes a pretty special sled for me to find those special places. And Ski-Doo is in the business of building special sleds. Their 2016 Summit X 800 T3 is about as special as they come, and it's done a stellar job of getting me the alone time I need. Here's the paradox of this sled. Its T-Motion rear skid wrapped in that 163 by 3-inch sneaker paired with the awesome 800 E-Tech is what gives intermediate riders like me the ability to reach those secluded backcountry bowls full of untouched powder. But it's that very same sled that can and will take an inexperienced rider farther than they should go and potentially get them into trouble. Simply put, this sled makes beginners better, average riders great, and pro riders heroes. So this test ride comes with a warning. Use the Summit X T3 responsibly and be smart about where you should go, not just where you can go. And that's enough about that. The 800 E-Tech is still an admirable powerhouse of a motor that really wins you over with its effortless starting, flawless idle, and stout power characteristics. It may not be the most powerful 800 on the mountain, but it's certainly the most refined, transferring power through a precisely tuned set of clutches that give you added confidence when things get tight in the trees and throttle control is paramount. Ergonomics aboard the Summit are a bit of a conundrum for me. I feel like I'm standing way too far forward on the sled. My preference would be to stand and have my body positioned about 8 inches farther back on the chassis. But my riding suggests the XM chassis ergonomics are near perfect. I'm in control, I can make quick directional changes even in the tightest situations, and I can hold my line even when the snow's inconsistent. Ski-Doo guys all rave about the rider positioning on the Summit. Non-Ski-Doo guys complain. I guess the lesson to be learned is an old one. Don't knock it until you try it, because obviously my assumptions were wrong. Of course, huge credit for how this sled handles has to be given to the T-Motion rear end. By now, everybody knows how it functions, but that's only half the story. The important info is how it works, and dang, it works good. I wouldn't say it allows the sled to do anything more than another sled can do, but there's no doubt in my mind it makes doing almost everything much easier. Riding a T-Motion equipped T3 Summit, it's like doing something you've always done, even if you've never ridden this sled before. Want to lay it over on its side for a tight carve? No problem. Just lean over. Want to turn back up at a nasty tree section? No problem. Just give it a blip of the throttle and pull on the handlebars. Around and up it goes. Want to hold a side hill for miles? Just get your feet over on one side and basically stand there. If you're coming from another brand mountain sled, you may find you tend to override the T3. Because it requires so much less effort to get it to do what you want it to do, you end up trying too hard. My advice? Just relax. I never would have imagined a 3-inch paddle would make such a huge difference, even over a 2.75, but it does. Particularly in places where traction is super important or super sketchy, that extra lug can be a lifesaver. Stopping the sled to reposition yourself for a maneuver in the trees is possible whenever you need to, without the fear you're gonna trench yourself into a ditch. Slowly picking your way to the base of a steep climb in the trees is an option because you don't need as much momentum to start a climb. Basically, the 3-inch paddle is like having studded tires on your car in the winter. Everything you need or want to do is just that much easier. In the past, I couldn't seem to get comfortable on a Summit. I just couldn't ride one as well as I could the competition. But this T-Motion equipped T3 is a whole different story. It's easier to ride, so I can ride it longer, and it's taken me places I never thought I could go. In a nutshell, it makes me a better rider. Simple as that. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more content from SnowTrax TV, click the like button and subscribe to the SnowTrax TV YouTube channel.